I got some friends that killed some people, but my friends have always been killing people. I did not break the law.
He kept the body for 1 to 2 days, and he laid the body on the edge of his tub and, quote, slit open his belly, end quote. He took pictures of him. He defleshed him, acidified the flesh and skull, and kept the skull.
He had killed more than a dozen people and eaten some of them. His Milwaukee apartment that was literally a house of horror.
I deserve certainly the most extreme punishment society has, and I think society deserves to be protected from me and from others like me.
Homicide.
Van Houten claims she originally...
Good evening, everybody.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. We had a little bit of change of plans. I know we were going to bring you guys the best friend story, but as you can see, we're missing a best friend, and we can't just do that, right?
Really? You're missing a best friend on the show? That's really messed up. Like, she literally looks right at me and goes, as you can see, there's no friends here. Like,
I did not say that. We're missing one of the best friends, so we can't do a whole best friend show and just me and you.
Yeah. Listen, we keep you on your toes. You never know what's going to happen with this show. We move like the wind, okay?
We don't even know what's happening.
A, we make it Z, okay? So,
because we're crazy.
Yeah,
we're
had a couple, life interruptions, and we always tell you that we don't do anything half-assed, and we did not want to do the show distracted, blessed down a person, anything like that. So Heather and I decided to just pop on tonight and just bullshit with you all.
And that's what we're doing. So we're just going to change things up a little bit. And sorry, I'm sharing things out. Did you hear that? I'm just going through it. But anyways,
I heard something.
Yeah, I'm messing around with things. But yeah, so we're not like, this isn't completely researched and everything like we're usually bringing you guys with our fancy drinks and everything. So I just have my wine tonight. What do you got?
Vodka seltzer.
Vodka seltzer.
My favorite drink.
I actually had vodka I was going to make tonight, but we're going to bring that to you guys Tuesday. So like, what a treat. We're going to come to you guys like 2 times this month. That's like big for us.
We are just postponing our show until Tuesday. So Best Friend Murders will be Tuesday.
The Pajama Jam.
Pajama Jam.
So tonight we're just going to talk about like some current events that are going on. We don't know how long we're going to stay on. We just wanted to come on and say hi and talk about some different stories that are like going on right now. But I want to touch base first because
go ahead.
Yeah, I will. You know me. But yeah, so everybody, I don't know if everybody knows, but a lot of people come over here know that, I run a group called Chicks and Spirits. It's a paranormal type of group. And we every year do a fundraiser for the veterans. We collect non-perishables and, stuff like that. So this year, Callista, she's also basically like runs everything with Chicks and Spirits now. I kind of like stand back and I hang out more in chilling and killing world. So Callista kind of runs the whole Chicks and Spirits world over there. So hi everybody in the chat. And as everybody knows, you guys come through as Facebook users. You have to accept StreamYard into your life for us to see who you are.
Accept StreamYard into your life.
Into your life, accept it. And then we can see who you guys are. Otherwise, just we'll see you guys when whoever is saying hi when the show's over. I always look back at everything. But okay, I went squirrel on you guys. But so Callista put together a really awesome walkathon that we're going to do for the veterans this year. So we are going, hi Callista. There we go. All right. So good. I need her in the chat because this is her show, the walkathon. So I'm not real familiar. She's done a few walkathons. So she's put this great walkathon together to support the veterans and everybody that comes out are going to, come out, bring canned goods, enjoy a nice walk with us. I mean, yes, it's December, everybody, but we're going to be fun. We're going to have fun. It's going to be great. It's for a great cause. So, Callista, am I missing anything? Say it in the chat. Go to Chicks and Spirits page. I'll probably share it on the Crimecast page too, because we want to support any kind of fundraisers that we do. So, and this is a good cause. So definitely, come on out. I don't know if she's got well, we have an event that's going around, so you guys can, put that you're going to the event, however you want to do it, just so you can keep track of it and everything. But yeah, so basically that's it. You just come on out, bring your canned goods, come walk with us, enjoy, have a good time, and it's for a great cause, so definitely check that out. It is December 3rd. So hopefully I got that one right. But yeah, look for the flyers and we'll be posting that. And if you can't come out, we do have links where people can donate, our PayPal, our Venmo account. I always say that all weird. I say Vimo. But yeah.
Say Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
All right.
I don't talk so well, but yeah. So yeah, definitely check all that out, everybody, and support a good cause this holiday season. And yeah, that's about it I have on that. And now we're gonna get into murder. So let's talk about murder, current murders, and not all current murder, but current cases and current developments and different
developments. Yeah.
So we have we'll let Kirsten start with some current developments. So go ahead and hit a new series that's coming our way.
Okay, so I am so excited about this, but I basically get really excited about any new true crime documentary or show. I literally put them in my calendar to watch like the day they come out. So in a little less than 2 weeks, which is Tuesday, November 29th, there is a new documentary series being released on Peacock. So for anyone who doesn't have Peacock, I would love to give my log on to all of you. But the basic version is literally like $3 or something like that. And the ad-free version is like $8. Not that I'm saying
worth it.
We're made of money, but come on. So they are releasing a documentary. It is. Peacock is awesome. A new Casey Anthony documentary, which that name you probably all know the name, but we haven't heard a lot about this. She was once called the most hated woman in America. And I think she pretty much held that title, but sort of dropped out of the spotlight for a while. She's been living in Florida, kind of under the radar, staying out of the public eye. And now she is back front and center, where the truth lies. Casey Anthony, November 29th. They say that you're going to hear parts of this story that you have never heard before, new developments. She is speaking out about everything, and she basically is pinning everything on her father, which she did that during the trial, but nobody was really buying it because she lied and then lied and then lied and lied, about every single thing. And she now is coming forward and saying, yes, I lied, but no one cared enough to ask me why I was lying or what I was lying to cover up. And
I know she even said, like, I heard her say, nobody even wondered why I was partying that night. They didn't even ask me why I felt like partying. And I'm like, I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I hate her. And I'm just like, it's like, we're giving her screen time, but we do what we do. So we'll revisit this. So I definitely am going to have to watch it, but like, I loathe her. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is that, we know you find a lot of the time behind the scenes that there is some sort of family sexual abuse or some sort of mental. Okay. We know that happens, but in her case, I'm sorry, I didn't buy any of it. It came out way too late down the storyline. It came out in random ways. It was the first time it was literally like grasping at straws, but it was like the 40th straw she grasped at. Like it's 100%. Like, what do you do when you run out of every possible lie and excuse you have? Oh, I was raped. I was sexually abused. I was mentally, you know what I mean? It's not something. And I will say this. I'll say this. If you watched any of that, whether it be the trial, the footage up to that point, afterwards, anything, I've never seen a grandfather or a man so distraught as her father. And what did you ever see with her? Ever? Did you ever see one? I don't
I
buy
don't
it.
even
I'm
think it was
sorry.
like,
No.
I mean, you could have blamed it on, I would have bought more like the brother or something over the father. Like the father was just like, man, he was out there combing the roads like more than anybody. You know
That's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. I
And here's
just
her
don't.
dad. And I think it was because he went out there and he was like, no, like she's. He started speaking out against her. Like, where is she? Like, getting so pissed at her. And then she was just like, you know what? You're not supporting me. You must have me. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
how I kind of see how that went down. And it's
And it
like,
wasn't even, and remember that the whole sexual abuse thing, that didn't even come out until when she ran out of options and you found out Zanny the nanny was a lie. And then you found out all her jobs were a lie and all her whereabouts were a lie. Then she went into she drowned. When she had nothing left to say, it was she drowned. It was a total accident. Nobody killed her. Now it's sounding like this documentary is going to make it sound like the dad killed her, which I think even up to this point has never been a road or a consideration. It's always been different shades of other things, but never has it been. I feel like this guy, I feel bad for him. I know I don't know the whole story, but I feel horrible for him. If you watch the interviews with him and his wife, how they constantly talk about how they went through marriage problems and
yeah,
were gonna
didn't they get a
divorced.
divorce? Okay, yeah, I thought they
Well, the
did.
last one I watched, they were going to, but they found a way to reconcile. And I don't buy it. I think she's the worst human being. And I'm not even saying that, like, even if she didn't kill Kaylee, she's the worst human being. It's not, I'm going aside from that. Like, I can't stand it, but I'm so excited about this documentary because she really did drop off the face of the earth. And it was the weirdest outcome of a trial in my eyes, because I don't know how you can have that much of a shit show of a trial and then they found her innocent. I really don't.
I was so shocked when that verdict came, but it is, what was it, Florida? So it's like, I was kind of shocked, but then not. But I'm just like, I remember when that verdict came out, I was just like, seriously? Like, seriously? Do you just have to be holding the body and be videoed killing it? Like, what more do you need in Florida? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know. I mean, but I mean, they did. I mean, it falls on the line, and I'm going to bring it up on the Scott Peterson thing. They
Wait,
didn't actually
wait. I have a good segue for this. Wait a minute. I've been saving it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, here I go. How can you find her innocent when there was a mountain of physical and forensic proof, and in other cases, find someone guilty when there is zero forensic proof? Take it.
Well, was her actual DNA on stuff? I mean, did they find her DNA on everything?
I don't think it was so much her DNA. I'm talking about like what was in her trunk, the stuff Kaylee was wrapped in, the tape, the trunk fibers on the like all the reverse. You know how they say if you hit someone with a car, there's part of the car on the body and there's part of the body on the car. It was the same thing in that case.
With her.
There was a million. I didn't really mean her DNA. I just meant it was,
because I'm thinking like if you look at the one case we're going to talk about in a little bit, everybody, but if you look at that case versus this case, I mean, I think it kind of, they didn't have that physical, her DNA on something. And I feel like nowadays, like they literally have to have your skin laying on something. You know what I mean? It seems like when DNA, because before, back in the day, they could convict on these different things. But when DNA came about, it feels like more people are getting away with stuff unless they have that actual DNA now. Like DNA is needed for a case. And it's like, I think it kind of like a lot of people get to slip through the cracks now. Even though DNA is wonderful, don't get me wrong, DNA is wonderful, but at the same time, I mean, do we need to leave our trace? I mean, you know what I mean? You can have all this evidence against somebody, and it's like, well, there's no DNA, they're innocent, and then people like her get to walk the earth and breathe. So, oh,
pause for a sip of wine.
Sip of wine, some shake of the head, but. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this documentary, and we'll revisit this case, everybody. I hate it, but we'll bundle it up with like a bunch of different, because there's so many people out there that just like kill their kids. It's fucking awful. It's like, what the hell? So you could bundle it up. We'll have a whole episode of like, I don't know what we'll call it. You know, we'll call it something messed up.
The only thing I'm like, I hope they don't do this because I would like to think there wouldn't be enough to make a show, but I hope that it's not hyped up and everybody gets excited and then we watch the show and it's basically the same stuff we've heard in different shades with her whining about everything under the sun. I just hope it's not like we watch it and we go, okay, so we didn't really get any new information. It's just stories from her, which is what the whole trial was. It was just
she's
stories.
trying to be relevant. I mean, that's all it is. She's trying to get relevant again.
Yeah.
She's jumping on the the documentary train, and I'm sure she needs to make a buck. And somebody is helping her along the way. You know what I mean? I'm sure somebody's plugging her in like, oh, we'll take, you know what I mean? And then she's like, yeah, let's make some money off my kid. Like, sorry, everybody. I hate her. I can't stand
Why are you saying
her.
sorry? You're allowed to hate her. I think everybody pretty much hates her. Nobody believes her. And that's the thing is that, I mean, I don't like to just go with the group. I'll try to form my own opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't believe her. I don't believe her. I definitely, absolutely think she had a part in that death, if not the entire role. And I think that she should rot in hell.
And maybe because it's like, when you're a mom or anything like that, you think like, okay, first of all, if my kid's missing, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be partying. I'm not going to be like, I don't know. Yeah. She's guilty. She's guilty. I can't stand her. And that's about that. So, all right. So like everybody tune into that and we will revisit that once again. That is on Peacock. Yeah. So yeah, definitely check that out. And then we will talk shit about her on another day.
Stupid face.
Her stupid face. Let's look at this beautiful baby though.
Yeah, gorgeous.
She's so precious. So precious.
And I hate children, but that's a beautiful baby. So if I say that, it means something.
Oh, I love you. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna touch base on. I mean, we'll jump into. We'll do my little story. So we're gonna do some current events. So I live in Michigan, and I live in the city of Roseville, and I just was gonna share everybody because like we're gonna.
I'm so excited about this story.
So there was this guy. I mean, I'm not gonna, like I said, we just jumped on tonight. Like we're just not. We're not researching anything.
Yeah,
we're just. This is flying off the whim with you guys. You know what I mean? So in Roseville, my door just opened on by itself. But anyways,
get your camera.
But okay, so in Roseville, there was this car accident. Okay, so the car accident, and everybody's like, oh, this was a hit and run. Okay, so then the police, they rope the car off and they go to get it all together, this truck, and they find a dead body in this trunk. Mind you, this is like just a couple blocks from me, you guys. Like, so I was like, what? So anyways, so it comes out, there's like this big manhunt going on for this. Well, it's a kid. So here's the truck. Okay. So this kid smashes this truck right here and you see the bed of the truck, So, the cops are like, okay, well, let's just take care of this hit and run. We'll tow the truck. And they're like, oh, good gravy. There's a body there. So then this kid, they go on this manhunt, 19 years old. Okay. So 19-year-old so he broke into this woman's house. Okay. And here is the lady right here. He breaks into this woman's house and I guess he's like like he's got drug problems or whatever. He's just a mess, like just a piece of shit. So anyways, he breaks into her house, starts stealing her stuff. She sees him or whatever. And he kills her. He steals her truck, throws her body in there and then smashes her truck and then takes off running. So now it's like this big manhunt goes on in my neighborhood. And I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And it's like, they show these pictures. I'm like, this is like a kid, you know what I mean?
I want to add one thing here quick. Cause we talk about these stories, not to like throw you off, but we talk about this stuff and it's always, even though we say, oh, this stuff can happen right in your backyard, blah, blah, blah. It's far from home. We talk about these stories and we are at a arm's reach from them further. Okay. I'm at work and Heather literally sends me that picture that you just saw of the truck in the intersection with like the police lights and everything. I'm at work. She sends me that picture and I'm like, and Sarah and I are like, oh, what happened? And she goes, well, I don't know. I think it's a car accident, but I don't know. There's a lot of cops. And then like, literally, I don't know how much longer it was later. I'm working still and I get a message that just says, yeah, so I guess they found a body in that truck. I don't know. I'm outside watching. I'm like, what is happening? Like, because you don't realize Like, you
No.
think about that all the time. Like, I could be in the grocery store next to somebody who just murdered people and I wouldn't know it. I could be parked at a light next to that car that has a body in it and I wouldn't know it. And this is how close to home this stuff is. And she's sending me these pictures and we're like, what? There's a body? And she's like, I don't know. Hold on. I'll get back to you.
Yeah,
So-
it was like the breaking news. I was like, oh my God, like seriously, what's happening right now? And then to find out like he's just this young kid.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, that could have been my house. I mean, anybody's house. And I feel, you know, so bad for this family. You know, first the stories were going out and they're like, oh, it was, you know, her lover and her kid. And the kids came out and they were like, look, we don't know this person. Like, we want you guys to stop spreading these lies on the internet. We have
he
no
just
clue
broke
who
in and
this.
killed her.
Yeah, he broke in and started robbing her. And well, he was robbing her and she must have like came like, hey, and then he just killed her. So, I mean, I guess he's got known drug problems and stuff, but like, I don't know. It's just like, wow, you know, that could just, it's scary. And I feel bad for that family, but it's like, wow, you know, it's literally in the backyard. So this case, I'll keep you guys posted, but it's still, you know, this is literally just happened. Like, well, you see right there, the charges added on November 15th. So that's how like new this is. So they finally like got him. They are pressing the charges against him. So we'll see what he says, how the family and how this case develops. But I'll know about it because it's on my community page all the time. Like what? You know what I mean? So
that's insane. And you know what's funny is I don't believe he's watching right now, but I really wish that my husband was watching right now because I always talk to him about locked doors and locking doors and keeping our doors locked and everything. And I keep telling him, like, because everyone just seems to have this attitude, like, oh, it's fine. I'm like, it's not fine. You could just be that random house that someone chooses to come into. Lock your doors. Like, it's not about being afraid or being manly or being anything like that or whatever. Just lock your doors. You never know. There are so many stories about people that just pick a random house.
Well, look at Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he was known. He just, if he could, he wasn't breaking in doors. He was going into open doors. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I lock my house up like Fort Knox. Like, I don't care. I put shit in the window. I jam up my freaking pet. Like, don't even try to come. Plus, you don't want to come in my house. Like, me and my kid got some crazy weapons and it would just not be, our doors are locked for your safety. Let me just let you know that it would not be safe for you.
Like, pretty sure like when my mom watches this, like I remember she would always have like shit piled up in front of the door or whatever. And I'd
like
be like,
Home Alone.
What is like, what do you, and I would like
booby
laugh
trap.
at her. When I was young, I would laugh at her because I'd be like, what is that? And she'd be like, I'll hear it if it goes over and they're going to blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're insane. Like you have all this stuff piled up in front of the door.
I do
so
the same
funny,
thing though.
yeah.
Like I do the same thing. Like I Home Alone my shit. Like it's like you're not getting in it.
Oh yeah.
Like no, you'll grab the hot doorknob.
I'm gonna know if you break in my house. Exactly. Yep.
And plus I have a little yapper dog, so like that's alarm right there. The minute he even senses somebody coming, he's like
oh yeah. No, a dog is the best by far. But if you don't have a dog, yeah, you better stack some cans, mold corn cans, and
I mean, he's good for an alarm system, not for helping out in the case of we're on our own there, but we got it.
That's so funny.
I stay protected. Like literally it's crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody's watching or whatever. What do you guys stay protected with? Do you have something weird that you keep next to you or handy? Do you have something, Kirsten, that is your go-to besides like a machine gun?
That's a dirty rumor that I'd like to squash. No, I'm just kidding. To be honest, I don't. I would like to say that when I lived alone, like, and it's not so much a matter of people think, oh, now that you live with somebody, you feel protected. No, it's that I don't want the person that I live with to commit me to a mental asylum. But when I lived alone, I had a lot of stuff. Like I had stuff. I mean, I don't care what door you came in or where you came in. I literally had like a Crocodile Dundee knife under my mattress that wasn't even a knife. It was like, I don't really know the word for it, but it was like a huge blade that I could get out. And I know everybody says, oh, that could be used against you, but no, it's not going to happen. But I had that under my mattress. I had stuff everywhere. Like I would know if somebody was going to get in. I had shit everywhere because I just believe like I'm never going to be a victim. I don't currently have really anything right now. I don't think. I mean, but the reason is where I am now. If I was to hear someone come in a door or break in or get there, I have a lot of options to get away and get out versus where when I lived alone, you're in an apartment with one door, like you don't have a lot of options. My options now are more where I could go out a window versus having to fight somebody, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like it's a little more freedom of an option. My mom just said I still pile shit.
Yeah, I seen that.
I know, like I know you do, or how she piles it up. It's like, but yeah, I have more options.
Hey,
now.
your mom's still safe. Like she has no stories here. She
I know,
just, you know.
I know. But yeah, I will not you know.
Me and my kids, me and my kids are crazy. Like I know my son, he doesn't live with me no more. And I don't know if Callista's still on, but probably not. But if she's still on, Eric, I know, keeps himself very much protected because of what I've raised him. Me and Cody both, like there was like somebody walked up on our porch just like maybe like a week or something ago, like, and Cody come flying up the stairs, right? And he's like, Mom, someone, so he's like, someone's outside. He's already got a metal bat in his hand, and I'm grabbing my pistol, and I'm like, okay, let's see what I mean, we're ready. Like, we're just like, okay, we just need, and like nobody was, I mean, they were obviously not there no more, but somebody like walked up on our, I don't know if they were messing with our door handle too. It's like, I don't know if they were like maybe thought they were at the wrong house, which don't come to our house like that. like it is the wrong house. But like for a minute though, but we were just like all on guard. But my kid, he has like so much shit next to him too, and it's just like I put this in them, and I don't know if it's because, like I said, I was raised learning about Bundy and everything. Like I was just raised in true crime world that I'm just always on guard. So it'd suck if like I got murdered by a serial killer, because I'd be like, I was so prepared. So prepared.
You know what? It's like maybe like, you know, that dumb strength that you have in your head, but I'm kind of like that too. Like I had hell laughing his ass off the one night because we heard something. We heard like a noise or two or three from downstairs. And I feel like, I mean, I knew it wasn't actually anything bad. It was probably like the heat, or it was our ice maker or something like that. But it was funny because we both laid in bed for a couple minutes looking at each other. And then I just went, let me go down and check. And he was like, wait, what? No. And he like pushed me back down. I was like, I got this. I got it. I'll go check it out. But you know what I think the thing too is, I think it's a little.
He's all standing behind you, like, is there anything there? Like, look behind the door, and you're like,
I think it's different now.
Sit down, babe.
I have a little Blink camera that I had when I lived by myself, and I still keep that Blink camera activated when no one is home. And it sounds weird because it seems like, what? You're gonna have like a camera, like, because we have cameras all outside of our house. But I always think to myself, because this is weird. This has always been my fear. I don't really know why. I'm not worried about somebody breaking in, murdering me, attacking me, anything like that. I grew up with the like Villisca axe murder scenario. I'm worried someone's going to come in my house when I'm not home, hide in a closet or a room or a crawl space, wait till we're all asleep and come out. So that's why I always have a camera in my house, because I'm thinking, when I'm not home, this camera is going to let me know if somebody comes into my house. So that just gives me like a little bit of peace. I mean, they're $20 off Amazon. Get yourself a Blink camera, you know?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's nice to kind of
get
those. Yeah, no, definitely. I remember I had a camera sitting in my house. I'm going to go off topic. So I had a little camera watching my house. And this is what I found out, that my dog, because like I have this little Maltese, right? And this Maltese is so good. But for some reason, when I would leave, this dog would go to the bathroom in my bedroom. He'd come up. Dog act like he can't even climb the stairs. But for some reason, I'd have, you know, in my bedroom when I left. And I was like, the hell? So I put the camera, one of those little cheap cameras, I put him on it. And like literally the minute I walked out the door, like I just let him out, he went up the stairs and did it. So I'm like, this is revenge poop. It's revenge poop. so off topic, but those cameras, you find out a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who's this? My mom, a hoarder but never a victim. Is this
That's
my kid?
me.
Oh, I'm like, is this my kid?
No,
I don't
me.
see her. Oh, is it? I'm thinking you did not accept StreamYard into your life. Like we were telling people this. Like obviously you did it. You guys, we're gonna try to make a page for the Crimecast that's Facebook, like not this group, because we hate that we can't see you guys, and it's because of this group. Like the way StreamYard comes through, it just like does it like that. But yeah, I thought this was so my kid. I'm like, I'm so a hoarder.
No, that was me.
Oh my god!
He's a hoarder,
I'm like,
but not a victim.
they're selling me out. Like, oh boy, because yeah, that's me, but
Yep.
never a victim. That's
Mm-mm.
my tagline. That should be my
No.
tagline too. See, Marianne, I'm right with you. Like, we're safe though, aren't we? We are safe.
Yes, you need a camera in the house. Yeah, my mom has a camera in her house too. We're all about cameras now.
I want a door cam, like one of those. I mean, you see so much crazy stuff on those doorbell cameras.
Wait
Like,
a minute. This is totally
ahead.
not about true crime, but can I please tell you really quick?
we're just having fun tonight. So go
Okay.
ahead.
But this is hilarious because this just happened on Sunday. Yeah, so like 4 or 5 days ago. So I ordered an Instacart order. So if anyone doesn't know what that is, you can grocery shop through this app and they deliver your groceries to your door. So I wanted to make dinner. I really didn't want to go to the store. I use Instacart all the time. I can't even tell the story
You
because it's so funny.
fancy biatch.
So I placed an order for Instacart. It was not a lot of stuff. It was a chicken dish. So it was like a box of pasta, a couple cans of soup. But then it did have 2 meats, it had chicken and sausage. So anyway,
Okay.
I placed this order. So Helen and I are watching TV and we watch our phones for the notifications. So I hear like a car, I can hear, like you can hear when they come sometimes. So I hear a car. I said to him, because we were in the middle of watching something, I was like, I think my groceries are here. And he was like, all right, okay, after the scene, we'll go get them, blah, blah, blah. So as we're watching the scene, I swear I hear another car. Like, I swear I hear the same thing. A car pull up, a door shut, like 5 minutes later. And I'm like, what the hell? But I'm like, whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's Amazon. I was like, maybe Amazon is delivering our packages. So we paused the show and I'm like, my groceries are there. So I open up the door and there's nothing on our porch. So I'm like, what the hell? So I look on my phone and it says, your Instacart order has been delivered. And they sent me a picture of it on my porch. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So in the meantime, Hell is checking the door camera, like the camera. And he's like, babe, the food is here. And I'm like, the food is not here. There's no bag here. And he's going, yay, your food is here. And I'm like, and I'm getting like irritated because I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, did they drop it at the back door? Where is the food? And then I just hear him go, wait. Someone took it. Someone took your
That
food.
quick?
And I go, wait, what? And I hear him go, what the? There's some guy. He's taking your food. And I'm like, what? So I go over. He goes, come here and look. So I go over and he has that like the front door porch camera.
Uh-huh.
And literally you see this car pull up.
Stop it.
The girl takes my groceries out, puts them on the porch, takes a picture, and gets in her car. So as she's taking the picture, you see this green van going down the street, like really slow.
It's like, bitch, I got your chicken.
So he pulled over across the street so you could see him. Then he drives away. She gets back in her car and she leaves. 2 seconds later, this van pulls up. This weird guy in a vest goes running up on my porch, looks in the back and goes, thank you, picks the bag up and runs it back to his car. I couldn't even tell you how I was freaking out. Like,
so what does Instacart do? Do they refund you your money?
No, she dropped it off and she took a picture, but that's not the end of the story. You're not going to believe the end of the story.
Oh, Lord.
So, Hell is more like, I don't know if I should laugh. I don't know if I should get mad. I am red and fuming. I'm like, this motherfucker took my groceries. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, this isn't okay. Money doesn't grow on trees. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like,
especially Instacart money. Like, that's not cheap.
I'm like, I'm literally like, what do I do? What do I do? The veins are starting to come out of my neck. And then I hear another car door and Hell goes, hon, the man is back. And I'm like, what?
What?
He goes, the guy who stole your groceries is on the front porch. I'm like, what?
Shut up. He wants a finder's fee and shit.
I hear knock. I hear knock.
Stop
knock.
it.
So I go to the door. It's a freaking Boy Scout leader with his Boy Scout vest on. And
what?
So now make me feel like a piece of shit. He goes, I'm so sorry. He goes, I think I took the wrong bag. He goes, I left a flyer in all the doors a week ago. We're doing a pickup all around the neighborhood today for Boy Scout, donations. And he kind of looked at me like he still wanted to know if I wanted to donate. And I was like, give me my fucking groceries. That's my meal. Get us my fucking dinner.
Oh my God, stop it.
So then he said, as soon as I got in the car, I realized it wasn't that because I saw your perishables. Then he goes, do they deliver perishables? And I'm like,
oh my
yes.
God, stop it.
Give me my bag. So he gives me my bag. And then he goes, so yeah, we were collecting for the Boy Scouts. And I'm like, thank you. And I just shut the door. I was like, I'm a piece of shit. Like, I don't know. Because I was like, I couldn't focus on what was going on. So literally 10 minutes later, Hal and I both look at each other and he goes, oh, we probably should have given him something, huh? And I'm like, I know. I'm like, I feel so bad.
So
like, it was too much.
You go from being robbed to freaking having to give donations.
It was too much happening at once. But literally, when this guy came up, this is when by the way, friends, that you have rage problems. When he came up and stole my $40 bag of groceries, I literally wanted to burn his life down and piss on the ashes. Like, I was like, did he really just come to my front porch and steal my groceries?
You little punk ass Boy Scout.
I'm like, look, he's wearing a vest. He's probably a freaking, I'm thinking of like the hunter on Dexter. I'm like, he's probably out gonna and Hal goes, I'm not, like, you really were mad, like really mad. I'm like, I don't even know what
he's like rethinking all his life decisions with you.
I'm like, someone steals my Italian sausage, I'll kill you. Like, I'm not even.
He's like, whoa, what did I get myself into?
So my point is, buy a camera, because you always know what happens and you'll never have to wonder about anything. So,
and on that note, we are having a food donation once again for the veterans. So we are accepting non-perishable. So go ahead and see Chicks and Spirits page. And we will come to your doorstep and grab those too. I would have done that. You know how many times I go to, like, because we do this this is our 4th year doing this fundraiser for the veterans, and people leave stuff on their porch all the time, and I'll just go grab it. I would have grabbed someone's shit too, but I've been like, oh, guess I got some chicken. Non-perishable. It's heated. Oh, shit.
Chicken, you bitch.
And you're putting it on Facebook, like the whole camera thing. Like, who's this fucking Boy Scout? Is this what we're doing now?
When he came up and he took the bag, you couldn't tell what the vest was for. It just looked like a vest. So I was like, did he just take my food? Then when he was like, I'm from the Boy Scouts of America, I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Like, you really, like, give me my food, man. I'm not made of money. Like, come on.
He had to say the whole Boy Scouts of America. Like, where else are they from? Like, was it an adult? It was a grown man.
Grown man. In fact, he looked exactly like.
And he still had his vest on. Did he have kids with him?
No.
I don't know. He's still sketchy in my book.
He looked like this person.
I mean, that's a good little scam if you think about it. Like, you grab someone's shit and they come back and say, like, oh, I'm like this. Do you want to give me some donations? I don't trust nobody, everybody. Just letting you know. Like, who knows? Get a vest and see what happens.
And the whole time that I'm dealing with this whole situation, Hal is laying on the couch under the blankets with his phone, watching this all like it's a movie. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, and he's just like, look, and he's rewinding and fast forwarding. He's like, we stole your groceries. I'm like, son of a bitch. Like,
he's all like, see where you're about to kick him in the head? Like, this is great footage. I think I want to see that footage.
Like, oh my God, it was really like.
Can we play that footage? Can you record it? I would love to see it now. Oh, I want to. We gotta bring that.
He like went up and looked in the bag and he was like, thank you, and ran off. And I was like, oh, this bitch. Like, I was like, I'm gonna kill him. But yes, get cameras. That's my point.
And then we're gonna touch base. Let's switch gears again. And I want to do this because I did this for Kirsten. Everybody, boom, everybody. So this happened. And coming off of our wonderful show, I'd like to think that we had a part in this. Like, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. I think it was us. So Scott Peterson, we had that whole battle. And even though like people were on my side with it, I'm really actually on his side. So like, I know you guys were like, oh, because we had to do this whole like battle. but I don't think he's guilty, you guys. Like, I don't. Like, I don't think there's enough evidence I think there's so many coincidences in this case that I'm looking forward to him getting another trial and seeing if they actually revisit the things they should have did when it came to this whole
And
case.
that's the thing is, I think, like, I don't want to say if you believe in the justice system, because I think there's a lot of times it's failed us, but I think a lot of times,
100%.
I know you might say, what are you going to wait for? But I think trials happen way too fast sometimes, too quickly. And I know that they put a lot of work into them, so I'm not disparaging that. But like, since that case, I said this on the show, there's been an entire, not even group, I would say movement, hundreds, if not thousands of women
Agree.
and people. And they're not like killer fans, they're not like, they don't have a crush on him, have come forward and said, I don't think he did this, and here's why. And they have formed this group that have proof, and they have been sending this proof into wherever you send it to, the law, the justice system, the judge, the courts, whatever, for so long that they finally did reduce his sentence. And now they're trying to decide, which this is what we're talking about, if he deserves another trial or not, because they're saying it's not so much that people are saying, I know for a fact he didn't do it. They're saying there's no proof. You didn't convict him on enough.
The media did it.
Absolutely. It always is right away the husband, he did it. But this was the only case, and I said this in the show. This is maybe not the only, but there was literally zero proof. Zero. He was convicted completely. And they did say this was one of maybe
it was the
cases.
Nancy Grace theory. Like, you get Nancy Grace on something, and she will sit there and just I hate her, and convict somebody off of just her mouth.
Circumstantial. It was all circumstantial. And that's
100%.
what the lawyers said in their closing arguments. They said, how can you convict somebody off all, not even just little, not even most, all circumstantial
they had nothing.
evidence.
They had nothing on him. They don't have
guy
phone
literally
records.
They had
nothing.
And I really want you guys to consider that, because I know that the immediate response is, oh, he did it. But picture someone going up on trial for their life for murder, and they go, we have nothing except she disappeared. He wasn't there. He has a boat. Suspicious.
He had an affair, which,
and that's it. He had an affair.
I mean, was he a bad husband? Yes, he was a
Yes.
very bad husband.
Yeah,
I
was
give
he
that
an
to him.
ass? Sure.
Was he
But-
a murderer? I don't think so.
No. And that's the thing.
I'm not
that's so
convinced.
exciting. No, and that's what's so exciting is if he does get a new trial, and if you, no matter what you believe, if you're a true fan of true crime, you'll appreciate this. If he gets a new trial, there are people saying, we have street cameras, we have proof, things that were never even known at the time of the trial.
And I
that
feel
will
like they'll have a
prove
new set of
without a doubt.
eyes. People are going to
Yes.
come on that don't know this case at all, because I mean, look at how many people didn't even know who Dahmer was. You know what I mean? So you can get fresh jury in there that isn't media compromised to actually take a look at this case fairly, I believe, this time
Absolutely.
around.
Yeah. And can you imagine, like, we haven't seen this stuff yet. Can you imagine someone saying, there's proof she was alive way after he was gone? Can you imagine someone putting in a video and going, there she is walking down the street at whatever time? Like, we don't know what this proof is, but they have been literally appealing to the courts for however many years. When we did that special, was it 20 years that
Right.
happened?
Yeah.
And this guy just finally got his sentence reduced, and now they're talking about a new trial. Should he get one? Should he not?
He
So
should
we're
get
all
one.
waiting.
100%
I
he should
know.
get one.
He should get one. Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, it's only fair. And with the justice system, I think if you have any kind of new evidence to bring to something, you should be able to go and have a trial. You know what I mean? We set jokers up on trials all the time that waste our money. Like, I mean, look at the guy that that whole case. I'm a jump. This is what we're doing tonight. I don't know if everybody watched the case where the one guy killed all of those people in the parade and he just got sentenced.
Yes. He just got sentenced.
That case was, you know what I mean? And we spent all this time and money on him and put him through we spend all these time on people that are clearly guilty. You know what I mean? Let's spend some time on people that could be innocent, and
It's
need to
possible.
figure this out.
Yeah.
We actually need to dive into it. Now, if you have clear cut footage of like that guy drove right through them people, that's clear intention. Why are we wasting our time? Put them away. Like I don't want to waste my time with it. But
Yep.
if you have something with so much reasonable doubt and so much new evidence, you need to revisit that case just as a justice system to do what they're supposed to do. The media needs to stay out of some shit. You know what I mean? Like they get involved and it's just like a lynch mob.
People
awful.
really do. They don't understand how bad the media is. Really, it's like you said. I mean, if you actually took all the media out of some of these cases, remove them completely, would you still have the same opinion that you had? And that's not always the same answer. I just think, you know, it almost scares me. Like you've seen these cases about
trial by media.
People truly who are wrong place, wrong time and get sent to prison for the rest of, like there's literally cases where it comes out of nowhere. Like I could be in a grocery store tomorrow and a bunch of people get killed, and because of circumstances, I'm not even gonna, I'm just saying, I get arrested for that. And there are cases I've watched where people are in prison and I go, are you kidding me? They just happened to be there at that time. And it's because of the media. It really is. And it's crazy. I mean, it makes you think.
Like, I mean, look at, well, it's more like corrupt cops too, when it comes to like the Stephen Avery situation. Like I'm so on the Stephen Avery case because I just feel like they just set him up. Like if anybody's seen the Making the Murder documentary on Netflix, they have 1 and 2. Have you ever watched that?
So I don't really know how to answer this question. I think I watched it a very long time ago.
It's the guy who basically.
No, I remember, but I watched it, and I remember I got a little lost, or I didn't. This was many, many, many years ago. Either that, or I wasn't into it, so I stopped watching it. Then when I met Hell, he was like, "You have to watch this again." So I tried again, and then I got lost in what I thought. I think my perception of what the show was confused me, because I thought what it was from what I read, like picture not knowing anything about it, but you read articles about it. I thought Making a Murderer was, he was not a murderer.
He wasn't.
And through all of this, they turned him into one, because I thought he got out and then did something bad.
Okay.
Because then they said they arrested him again. Then somebody said, no, they did. He got out and he was arrested again, but it's not because he killed somebody. It's because they
made him. They created a murder out of something. So an innocent person was made as a murderer, but is innocent. But like making a murder, like the media.
But I have to watch it again. I fully
it is so bananas. So I'm sure your husband, if he's telling you to watch it, is he on Stephen Avery's side? He's like, you watch this and you're just like, how in the world did the cops actually prosecute this? Like you literally get mad. Like you're just like, because like they're going through this guy's house, you know, and they're like sitting there and they're like, okay, and they're in his house for days. Okay, they're in his house. They find nothing. Then like day 6 or something, they're like, oh wait, here's the murder weapon, you know what I mean? Or here's a bullet, or here's the keys to her car. And they have the keys to this guy's. What it was bananas to me is, so they have the keys and they go find, they get this lady's car, whatever. There's blood in the car. It's all Stephen Avery's. So her blood's not on nothing, but Stephen Avery's blood's on something. So how is it that he kills somebody, but only his blood is on stuff? Her blood's nowhere. And they ended up having like, when he was arrested, because he was wrongly convicted, and he had this big lawsuit, because when they finally got him released on that wrongful conviction, he was suing this police department for like so much money. Then all of a sudden they like pinned this murder on him. They literally had like blood vials from him from the previous case that were tampered with, that were clearly tampered with. That was the blood basically smeared in Chick's car. And we find him guilty, and he's sitting there serving, you know, it blows my mind. It just blows my, and they're still like denying all of his appeals. And it's just like, what is happening here? Like so many people are behind this, like lawyers, they have like stacks of evidence and trying to get, and it's like, this is that situation where if there is a shadow of a doubt, we should redo this case. Like even his nephew said he did it, but his nephew was like he had like mental issues and everything. And you just watch his interrogations where the cops are like basically putting a pin in his hand and say you did this, say you did that. I mean, and he's a minor, and I'm just like, my head just explodes. I'm just like, I can't even with the Stephen Avery case. It's just, watch it, and it's just crazy. It's crazy to me.
So I love, by the way, our random like fucking ping pong of a show tonight. We're going everywhere.
We're all over the place.
One of my absolute absolute favorite, and I've watched it like 4 times, is The Staircase. Have you watched The Staircase?
No.
What? Oh, I'm hurt. Like, that hurt my gut, literally. Like,
you
that
haven't
hurt
seen
my
all
gut.
of Making a Murderer,
Okay.
so like that hurt my
So-
gut.
But it's so interesting because
What's it on?
I'm going to tell you,
Oh.
but the reason it makes it even more interesting is I don't even mean this I don't mean this in a mean, judgy way. Like, I think even with Making a Murderer, you watch it and sometimes you feel like I'll be like, I don't know if I can really relate to him because he is sort of like a country type guy that sort of has that like if someone's gonna fit the part, it would be him, is what I'm saying. Okay, and that's what the cops.
Oh, really?
Okay, no, I'm playing devil's advocate on purpose. I'm saying,
okay.
you look at that and you go, okay,
Trial by Kirsten.
kind of, yeah. So please, 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 I can't even recommend it more. So I can't believe you haven't seen The Staircase. Okay, so it's this pretty well-off couple named Michael.
Is this
Peterson.
real?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. So it's a married couple, Michael Peterson and Kathleen Peterson, which, by the way, I just want to throw in here.
Peterson?
All
Go
the freaking Petersons, ladies, don't marry anyone named Peterson, because
Stay away from a Peterson.
We have Drew Peterson. We have Michael Peterson. We have freaking every Peterson in the world. Don't marry a Peterson. But anyway, so Michael Peterson, and he's married to this.
We
woman
just
named-
stereotyped Petersons now
I
for
did,
everybody.
By the way, listen, I'm just
We're gonna
being
be canceled
I'm
cultured
just
or
being
whatever.
an asshole all around. Okay. So basically the gist of it is this. Kathleen Peterson dies by falling down the stairs, supposedly. Okay. So the 911 call is he's hysterical, and he says, something happened to my wife. I don't know what. I think she fell down the stairs. The reason he says this is they are outside one night drinking. They're in like their 50s, 60s. They're outside by the pool one night drinking wine. She tells him she's going inside. She's going to bed. He said, I'm going to stay out here and finish my glass.
Oh, I remember this case though.
He went in like 45 minutes later, and it is a horror scene. And when I say horror, I mean, and this is one of the biggest things of the case, is people argued and argued and argued that if someone fell down the stairs, could it have caused this amount of blood? Which a lot of experts said, yes, if you hit your head going down, it can spurt blood. But anyway, whatever.
Well, you think it's your head. So yeah.
So he calls the police, hysterical, is gasping and says, something happened to my wife. He doesn't really know, though. He says, like, it looks like she fell down the stairs. I don't really know, but she's, is she breathing? Yes, because I think she was, but she dies. And he goes on trial for the murder of her. They say he either pushed her, pulled her. They even said, so the whole thing was, they said he bludgeoned her because the amount of sprays of blood and everything that, but he didn't have anything on him, but his shorts had like a weird spurt pattern. And they said that could be from him standing over her, like trying to revive her or whatever. Anyway, you find out, and I lose everybody at this point because they're like, he did it, that 10 or 20 years earlier, his ex-wife or neighbor, I'm not sure if it's ex-wife or neighbor. I'm sorry, again, we're flying off the whim here. I can't remember.
We did not research tonight's show.
I'm pretty sure it was his ex-wife died by falling down the stairs in Germany. He lived in Germany like 20 years before that. And
that's suspicious.
She also died by falling down the stairs. But in that case, they found, like, he was found completely innocent. They found nothing that would make, them think that. And now Kathleen is found dead by supposedly falling down the stairs. And I can't even tell you the theories in this. The most intriguing theory that I heard after watching follow-up sessions is an owl. So what they said was, this is down the road a little bit. No, for real. They said there had been an owl in the neighborhood that had been flying like into people's houses and attacking people and stuff like that.
A murder owl.
He said, or maybe it wasn't even him. Somebody said, what if she went inside, she was walking up the staircase, and that she got attacked? There was something, though, that made them think it might have been an owl. I don't know if it was like gash.
I mean, if an owl came flying at me, I'd freak the hell out too. I would.
They said that they think she got attacked by the owl at the top of the stairs and just complete. I mean, it was a long.
I mean, if
it
a
was
moth
really-
comes at me, I'm
this-
also freaking
This
out.
house, guys, though, this house was like a $1.2 million house. It wasn't a small house. So these stairs, if you fell the wrong way down these stairs, you're tumbling for a really long time. And there's a lot of corners. So they basically were saying there's zero proof that he did this, but people said he did. And that was even before the first wife came into account. They just said he did this and they put him in jail and he went on trial. But it covers, I think what happened was, I think that he got out on bail. The whole show, and it's a lot. It's like 20 episodes, something
Holy
like that.
cow.
It's so good. It covers the entire process of his lawyer meeting with him every day, coming to his house, their sessions, their defense, their everything. And what's interesting is her kids.
Don't tell the verdict because we're going to follow up with this one.
I'm not saying anything. Her kids, not her kids with Michael Peterson, Kathleen Peterson's kids, older kids from a previous marriage, sided completely with Michael Peterson and said he did not do this. They stood with him throughout the entire thing. They still stand with him. The only person that was against Michael Peterson was the wife's sister, Kathleen Peterson's sister, who, by the way, I'm sorry, I know you're sad when you lose somebody, but she was a grade A
biatch. Biatch.
That's it. I'm not even going to say.
Why don't we do an episode where we find Peterson killer cases? Like, I mean, I bet you when we did Thanksgiving and we're like, oh, there's nothing, and then we're like, oh my god, this is the most horrifying holiday.
There are so many Petersons that have killed. I don't even understand.
We're gonna reshare our Thanksgiving episode this week for you guys. Since we're coming out of Thanksgiving next week, we should reshare that episode.
We should,
because you guys, it is gruesome what people do to their families. Like,
it really is.
Happy holidays.
Oh, I have this here still. Look.
Oh, I love that. That's so awesome.
That's from our Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, we'll have to share that one. But yeah, we're gonna start coming to you guys after the first of the year, at least 2 times a month, like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna start. So we're gonna dive into spouse murders. I mean, all types of different things. I mean, there's so many cases, and
yeah,
if you guys have any suggestions, I mean, gosh, we can go do people named Josh that kill. I mean, we just do crazy things. Like, and we will find it on the internet. Like, people named Josh that kill, and we'll have a whole episode. You know what I mean? And we'll be like, oh my god, you won't believe what we found. Like, sometimes we go down these rabbit holes, and it's just like crazy what we come in contact with. Like, we like doing the big killers sometimes too, but we like finding stuff. We love digging, and then we go down. I mean, I know, like, when I go down something, I'll start shooting them like a million messages, like get so excited. They're like, what is this? But yeah, so next year we will come to you guys with much more, and then Tuesday we will be back with you guys with our bestie episode. So we're going to come a little bit special because we can't do Thursday. It's Thanksgiving, so we will.
It is Thanksgiving. I can't believe that's a week away. That is totally insane. I don't even.
And
know
I'm
what
not
to say
making a turkey this year. My kids. This is what my children. They get older. Like, when your kids are young, let me just tell everybody, they do what you say. You know what I mean? When they get older, you have to do what they say for some reason. So my kids are like telling me like all the shit they hate about like everything in their life. You know, that's another parenting thing, you guys. Kids love you until they get older and they tell you how much you messed up throughout everything. Like this was good, but you shouldn't have did this. So this is what I'm experiencing right now. So my single Thanksgiving year. So now they're like, can you just make your fried chicken? So that's what I'm doing, you guys.
My God.
I'm making fried chicken for Thanksgiving this year. And because I catered to them. I'm like, okay, like this information would have been helpful years ago, but they're like, we didn't want to hurt your feelings.
This is nothing to be said for tradition.
Right? I'm gonna still like my youngest. I know he's hated turkey for a while. He came out with that one a while ago. So I've always got like a ham for him, you know. So now my oldest is like, Mom, you know, can you just not do the turkey and do like your fried chicken? And I'm like, Thanksgiving is ruined. It's ruined.
Okay, well, I have a suggestion. When you are here this day next month,
I'm so excited. Is it this day?
On December 17th, you will be in Massachusetts next month. We should just make a Thanksgiving dinner and just make a turkey.
I love it. That's a great idea.
Our own crime merged with paranormal merged with turkey. We should just
Me and Sarah are traveling. I don't know if anybody's heard. We are traveling out to see Kirsten, and we are going to start putting together, you
I can't
guys,
wait.
an awesome YouTube series that we're going to bring to you. We're going to we'll probably mesh some true crime into that. We're going to just
Yeah.
have fun. We're just going to have fun. We're going to do some paranormal stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're going to bring you guys that whole series when we get it all filmed and everything. But we're excited about that. And it's just going to be a great time. But we're actually heading out to Massachusetts. And
I can't believe that. I can't wait. I am
I
going to
can't
pick
believe
you
it.
up. You're going to know I'm there in the line of cars to pick you up because you're going to hear me from like
You got to hold a sign.
I am literally going to have like the Ghostbusters car with the speakers on the top. Like,
Yes. You better. Now I'm going to be holding you to that.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
All right, everybody. So that is our show for tonight. I know it's a little bit different. We weren't so researched, but we hope you guys had fun and enjoyed it. And we will be back on Tuesday. So good night, everybody, and stay chilling and killing.
Good night.
Good night.